Hello, my name is Rebecca Wilson, and this is my final presentation for Business 343 at Liberty University. Slide. Today we're going to be discussing Case 3, Safety Gloves Discharged with Just Cause. Employee Erin McNamara of Barrera Recycling Company had roughly 20 years of seniority, and she was represented by Local 37, the United Paperworkers International Union. She was transferred from the Long Beach facility to the Los Angeles facility in January. Her daily duties included handling bales of newsprint, cutting the plastic straps which bound them, and then placing the newsprint into the baling machine. She would sporadically be tasked with sorting through waste products such as paper, glass, bottles, and tin cans. Often the glass would arrive broken and the tin cans had sharp edges. This made it imperative for employees to wear safety gloves. From her transfer in January to October, McNamara was given several verbal counselings based on her work performance as well as safety issues. It would be on October 28th that she was given a 3-day suspension with disciplinary notice. And then on December 9th, she would be immediately terminated due to her failure to comply with safety regulations yet again as per her disciplinary notice. Slide. As the Labor Relations Manager of the Barrera Recycling Company, I will be discussing with you the necessary safety precautions taken by the company by providing PPE, personal protective equipment. McNamara's failure to stay awake during safety meetings, showing her total disregard for safety. Signage that was posted in the faculty's lunchroom. Verbal reprimands in regards to her work performance and safety issues. Her 3-day suspension and her failure to file a grievance for said suspension. Her actual disciplinary notice and the fact that there was a very clear warning in that notice. How to determine just cause, and her reasoning for immediate termination. Slide. Safety precautions and PPE. Employers are responsible for providing a safe environment for their employees to work in, and it is paramount for them to determine how to protect their employees with their company's safety program. Due to the nature of the work, the employee supplied safety glasses, hard hats, and safety gloves to all employees. They even offered an allowance where employees could purchase eyewear once a year, safety glasses. The Los Angeles Reclamation Facility held safety meetings in which McNamara fell asleep during 2 and slept through the meetings, showing her complete disregard for safety precautions. And also there was a visible bulletin in the lunchroom stating the necessary safety precautions and the need for PPE. Slide. Erin McNamara was given several verbal reprimands by the general manager, Rafael Gomez. 2 of the conversations for sleeping through the safety meeting. 2 others were given due to failure to wear PPE. And the final conversation occurred on October 26th due to her reading Sports Illustrated during normal working hours. Due to these several warnings and her work performance, she was suspended for 3 days. McNamara did not file a grievance, nor did she show any desire to file a grievance for this suspension. Clear disciplinary notice was given, and the notice was, should you violate any Barrera rules or regulations during the next 12 months, you will be immediately discharged from Barrera employment. Slide. Just cause appeals to simple fairness, just as due process in court. It is imperative, or is there a requirement, rather, that employees be disciplined or discharged only when there's just cause. This means that there has to be valid job-related reasons, which there was with Ms. McNamara. Just cause can vary depending upon an employee's conduct, the type of business or employees, but some examples of some reasoning behind just cause factors is theft, dishonesty, violence, willful misconduct, disobedience, habitual neglect of duty, or conflict of interest. Now, Ms. McNamara showed 2 of these in that she willfully conducted misconduct and she disobeyed company regulations. Slide. There are 7 tests for just cause as well. that offers the ability for employers to go through to ensure that there is just cause, and it was taken, which would meet the requirements for that for Ms. McNamara. She was given warning in advance, and she knew the consequences afterwards, and it was reasonably related to the safe operation of the company and the safety of the employee herself. It was investigated properly, and it was fair. And there was no discrimination in this. And based on her prior conduct, there's full sufficient evidence of guilt in this matter in regards to Ms. McNamara. Slide, please. Reasoning for immediate termination. All right. The fundamental understanding of the employment relationship can easily be summarized. All right. Both parties realize that you're expected to be paid and receive benefits for completing a job and completing it satisfactory. All right, i.e. you should obey the rules, and you have to conduct satisfactory work, which McNamara did not. McNamara also violated 5 of the contract provisions, which calls for immediate discharge. Those are item 3, disobedience; item 7, refusal to comply with plant rules; item 10, sleeping on duty; and item 12, reading books or magazines while on normal working hours. Okay, and this was not required in her line of duty. Slide. The plan of action in moving forward after this is resolved, I feel it's necessary to conduct adequate training on just cause and reasoning for termination, so that way there's a clear understanding of what is required, and the employees and both the managers understand that. Additional safety measures will be put into effect, such as additional signing and additional meetings. Also, a new orientation for new or transferring employees, so that way they can learn all of the company's procedures, policies, and rules, as well as if they're coming from another facility, reinstate those rules and regulations, reiterate that, so that way they're ensured to understand the rules and regulations of the company. I feel like these steps will not only help with retention of employees, but avoid misunderstandings between employee and management in the future. Thank you, and have a great day.